Hey guys, Sean and Allison here from Spoken Garden.
Hey everybody, how are you?
It's been a little while.
I know.
But we're excited to be here today, and we're going to talk to you about what we're doing today, which is planting summer flowers to extend our summer flowers into the fall season.
No, we are sowing seeds today, you guys. We talked about this in our live a little bit last week about how we were going to sow some zinnia seeds. Well, we have a whole bunch of seeds that you can still plant right now, midsummer, kind of mid-ish summer, right?
Oh yeah.
And hopefully they'll bloom in the late summer or early fall.
Yeah. So we're going to do that today. We're going to show you what we're planting, how we're doing it, and how you can do it too.
Okay, you guys, before we get into sowing the actual seeds and showing you what we're going to sow, we wanted to stop and show you a couple areas around our yard and give you a little idea of why we're doing this, because this might help you as well. We have some areas like this grouping of containers, which have been beautiful all season. They're starting to kind of fizzle out a little bit now in midsummer. We do need to do some cutting back, and there are some flowers that will keep blooming into maybe early fall. But what we want to do is have new seedlings, new flowers ready to plant that we can kind of replace. So we've got this area of containers and a few more around our yard that we're kind of looking ahead to think which flowers we want to add to those containers.
So Allison just told you about the containers, gave you some great examples of the containers where we're going to plant these new plants in. Let's go over here to the new terrace area and we'll show you another reason we're growing these plants and where else we're going to put them.
Also, maybe a few over here.
So guys, we're over here in our new terrace area. We finally got it built and it's up and running. It's great, isn't it? So you can see too, we've got all these new plants. We've got some space over here, and this is just one example of some space that we have and we're anticipating having around our yards, the front and backyard. And so we'll be able to take these seedlings and we'll be able to place them in and around these perennials and just kind of continue on that fall color, the summer color into the fall, and keep that vibrancy and just all that color that we've had all summer so long. It's going to be beautiful.
Okay, you guys, let's talk about the flower seeds that we're going to sow today, because that's the exciting part, right? And the cool thing is that there's actually a lot that you can sow midsummer. Right now it's August 5th today, and we're in zone 8B, so we do maybe have a little bit more room for some of these things. We are pushing the envelope with a couple of these flowers, and we'll show you what we mean by that in just a second. But basically all of these flowers are ready for us to sow right now. So by the way, we are expecting in our zone 8B here our first frost date, which is really important to keep track of, because a lot of our first frost date is November 3rd. So that's just under 90 days out from right now. And a lot of these flowers will flower within maybe 45 to 60 days. So that's important to keep in mind. Okay, you guys, let's take a look at what we're going to plant, and maybe you can plant some of these as well. So let's start over here on the left. We've got some sunflowers. Now we might be pushing the envelope with these a little bit because they take about 70 days to full maturity, but we're going to give it a try. We love the colors of these varieties, and this is going to look awesome. Yep.
And then we've also got some calendula, bronze beauty. This is going to be gorgeous. Up here also we've got some zinnia seeds. We're going to do Zahara Starlight, and we're also going to do Bonbon.
So pretty.
Yep, awesome. So over here too we've got some Chinese lantern plants. These are going to be gorgeous.
Those are really cool.
And really unique. So, and then we've also got some delphiniums, New England asters. Awesome. Who doesn't like these? These are beautiful.
Those will be perfect to plant now, or sow now for the fall. So we also have another type of aster. This is a Peony Duchess White from Eden Brothers. So that's a white aster. We have a couple nasturtiums. These don't take too long to grow, so that'll be good. We found this flower mix that we forgot about. This came from Botanical Interest. So I believe it has a mix of, what does it say? Bachelor buttons, marigolds, and zinnias.
Awesome.
So we'll give that a try.
Yeah, that'll be great. And then we've got two different cosmos. We've got apricot lemonade, and then we've got candy stripe, one of our favorites.
Yes.
Then we've got Orlea white lace. This is another beautiful, unique plant. Can't wait to see that in full bloom. And then we've got the good old alyssum, sweet alyssum, Tiny Tim, and then salpiglosis. Say that 10 times fast. Okay.
Those are gorgeous.
So yeah, and all those different colors. This is a mix, this is a blend, so this will work really well with everything.
So a lot of the seeds that we picked not only can be sown now, and again, we're pushing the envelope with the zinnias and maybe the sunflowers, but we're gonna give it a try. We like to experiment. But also we went for different heights and different types of foliage so it can fill in different containers and in the ground and just offer some awesome variety and texture to our fall garden.
So guys, before we get in here and plant all these seeds, we wanted to show you just some supplies that we're using and you can use too to get this done. This is, these are the same supplies that we've used in the past, especially this spring, to sow any of our seeds. And so we've got some cell trays, we've got some, the cell packs themselves, we've filled them with seed starting mix, and this is from Espoma. You can get this on Amazon, you can get this a lot of different places, maybe your local nursery. It's really good stuff. Yeah, look for the link down below. We'll have that down below there in the description of the video. And also some Espoma vermiculite. Now this is really good to use if you have very tiny seeds and you just put them over the top of the surface, and you want to have just a slight layer of something over the top of them, but still lets airflow through and also the moisture get down there. Vermiculite is really good for that. So, and also what we like to use, one of our own little tools that we came up with, is the little Dibby. And so we're going to use our dibber end, the predetermined, pre-measured depths on these to make sure that we're planting each seed at the correct depth. And so also there'll be a link down below for these two at our Etsy shop. You can go check those out there. Now we've got them in a lot of different colors. Orange is the newest color, so pretty cool. And so also what we've got going on here is we've got the Dibby XL. We wanted to show you this. It's still in development. We got to get a couple of kinks worked out of it with these measurements, but this is much bigger. It fits a little bit easier in my hand, and I think also in Allison's hand. Here's the difference in the two, really. Isn't this cool? So just wanted to introduce that to you. More to come on that in the next weeks. Coming up here. So yeah, so I think with all that, oh, and also we've got our tags, and you might need tags and maybe a Sharpie to make sure that you're keeping track of which seeds and plants you're planting where in these trees. So. Yeah guys, so, and again, before we get in here, we wanted to tell you too that the nasturtiums, if you don't know this already, they need to be soaked. They need to be soaked in water before they're actually planted in any soil or anywhere else. So keep that in mind if you're gonna plant nasturtiums. Soak them in water. There's a pre-soak, and it's upwards of maybe 12 to 24 hours. And so, yeah, just know that. So with that, let's get to it. So as you saw, we planted all our seeds. This is super fun. We're so excited. So we wanted to explain to you too why we're planting all of these seeds in seed trays and not direct sowing them, because you might think, well, why don't you just direct sow them? It'll be easier. You don't have to transplant them. And that's true. But the reason why we wanted to actually sow these under these conditions in these seed trays, using and doing what we did, is because we want to be able to control and properly protect all these seeds and their seedlings so they do germinate and so they do grow, because we have a lot of wildlife out in our garden. They get into everything. There's not a lot of barriers for the wildlife to stop them from getting into everything, including seeds that we might direct sow. So for that reason, we're going to put them in these seed trays and put them in our greenhouse. The other reason we're not going to direct sow these is because we can't rely on our local climate and weather to give these seeds what they need to germinate and grow properly. And so we're going to keep them in the greenhouse for that reason too, where we can give them consistent watering, they'll stay at more consistent temperatures, and they're gonna be up off the ground, they're gonna be on the benches in the greenhouse, so pests and little critters won't be able to get in there and dislodge them or eat them and chew on them. So for all these reasons, we're gonna put them in the greenhouse under the controlled environment.
Okay, you guys, that's a wrap for today's video. We got a bunch of flower seeds sown and we're super excited. Yeah. The only ones we didn't sow, like we mentioned already, are the 2 nasturtium seeds that we're sowing. We also need to wait on the Orlea because that has some special seed sowing kind of characteristics. It needs to have a stratification treatment. Yep. So we're gonna do that off camera and then we'll get those sown a little later.
Yep, and we'll show you an update in later videos, how everything's doing and any kind of challenges we're seeing with growing these seeds right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So hey, leave any of your comments and questions down below for us. We love hearing from you, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you get updates on our latest videos.
And we'll be back with our next garden care video. We want to also plug really quick, please join us on our Saturday Live coming up this weekend, and every Saturday. We have a really fun group that shows up every week. We are live at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this whole month ahead, we are featuring topics that were chosen basically by our audience.
Yep, you guys out there, you know who you are. You send us topics that we can go through and choose for these Saturday Lives. And we're gonna let you know by email who you are, and you're gonna get prizes, and you've picked the topic. And so this Saturday, G. Baldessano, we picked one of your topics. So we're gonna run with that, and we're gonna talk about what you wanna talk about, what you wanna learn about.
It's gonna be so much fun. So definitely tune in through August to see what everybody else wants to hear about, and beyond that. Yep. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep, it's gonna be awesome.
So thank you guys for being here and for watching this video today, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next video, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.